Oh, you're having a laugh.
Yep, that were me, losing my last bit of water while wild camping. Here are 10 wild camping struggles.
The pot of water fell off my stove. Oh dear.
Finding that perfect spot can be an absolute nightmare. It's either too exposed, too uneven, too wet. But when you find that perfect spot, it feels like a secret paradise. Carrying your pack can feel like a punishment. At some point, you're going to ask yourself, why have I brought all this? It's too much. I do every single time. It's crazy. But when you get to your spot and you take your pack off, oh, it feels absolutely delicious. When you're packing your pack, just make sure you take all your essentials. Think to yourself, do I need that? Do I need this? Do I need that? Do I need that hip flask? Do I need that half a bottle of rum? Yep, when you take that pack off at your pitch site, it feels like pure freedom, doesn't it? The weather never does what you want. You can check mountain forecast, you can check weather apps, it says clear skies, but nope, that weather can change so quickly. But you learn to adapt when you've set up camp. Taking that sip of hot tea or a nip of rum or whiskey can make you feel an absolute survival legend. Cooking in the wind can be a battle. You're boiling your water, it's just at boil point, start cooking your food, making yourself a hot brew, then that gust of wind blows it out. Yep, I've definitely got experience from that. Most of my first wild camps, I wasn't able to cook any food due to the weather. Too windy, too wet, too rainy. Yep, I was confined to my tent for my first few camps due to the weather. I wonder if I look cool on these walk pasts. One looks okay. Oh, okay, I forgot to. But when you finally take that bite of the hot meal, it feels like you're dining in a 5-star restaurant, especially after a long hike. Sleeping outside is never as comfortable as it is in your own home, which makes sense. The ground's too hard, the ground's uneven, sleeping bag's too hot, sleeping bag's too cold, and there's that weird rustling nearby. But when you wake up in the morning, it's that fresh air, that sunrise. It's definitely worth it, isn't it? It's absolutely definitely worth it. Is that a tenner? No. Let's not forget the honourable mention of a struggle: pooing outside. I'm afraid you're on your own with that one. Midges and bugs will definitely test your sanity. On my, oh God, whoa, on my last, oh, oh, look at this. I can't show you. I stood on a log. Couldn't see it from my belly. On my last camp, I was inhaling the little buggers. Yes, they're definitely not a nice thing, but once you've learned stay clear from them, to know where they'll be and adapt, you'll definitely feel like a true wild camper. Can handle absolutely anything. Navigating in the dark can be an absolute disaster. Your head batteries, your head battery. Your head torch battery is running low. You're not sure where you've put your tent. It can be an absolute nightmare and quite scary. When you finally find your way back, it can be a tall tale to tell your friends and your family. I've not done that yet. Don't venture from my tent. While camping alone can feel quite creepy. Every snap of a twig, every rustle of a bush can sound like an approaching serial killer. Facing your fears and realising it's just nature will give you that confidence to get out there more. I've definitely experienced that myself, but it ain't stopping me because I absolutely love the outdoors and wild camping. Packing up in the rain can be miserable. It's absolutely peeing it down. No fits in your bag properly. It is an absolute struggle. When you finally get home and you're drying out all your gear, it's just a great feeling that you've achieved another wild camp and you're just itching to get out there again and again and again. Walking back to your car, transport, wherever you need to go can feel an absolute marathon. You're tired, you're sore, and all you want is a big meal. But once you're home, you take that sip of your tea, you have something to eat and reflect. You start planning your next one again and again and again. So they're the 10 wild camping struggles you might come across with a bit of a positive spin. It's great getting outdoors, whether you're hiking or wild camping. And if you've had any struggles and learned from them, pop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what other people go through. I've had many struggles, but it's not put me off this great hobby. I think it's a fantastic hobby. Keeps you fit, although don't sound it. Got a bit of a cold at the minute. But every one of them struggles has just made me learn and adapt to what it's like being out in the hills. Whether you go with friends, whether you go solo, whether you go with your best furry friends, it's a brilliant hobby. Like I said, when you go out, make sure you stay safe. And I'll see you on the next one. I'm struggling now. Excuse me. Have a good week.